Good morning, Moonhaven Falls. Audric Cashmere here. It's week 2 of the event. The heat wave is definitely gone, and in its place, we appear to be experiencing approximately 3 months of deep winter compressed into a single Tuesday. The current temperature is don't go outside unless you're a Yeti, and the town fountain is frozen solid mid-spray, resembling a very surprised jellyfish. We're going live now to the town square, where the entity known as Frost appears to be grandstanding.
Citizens, do not panic. I have restored the equilibrium stolen by my foolish sister. This is the pure, unadulterated chill of the proper season. Bask now in its frigid perfection.
Perfection? You turned the bakery into an actual igloo. No one wants this much balance, Frost, and you are ruining my beach vibe.
I am correcting your excess.
Oh yeah? Well, correct this. Remember that tacky garden gnome you froze last week?
Burn appears to have, scorched the garden gnome. One side is now blackened, even as the other side still sparkles with ice crystals.
There, how's that for balance? This is not over, brother of mine.
It would appear that the random vanishing garden gnome is having a very complicated month. Checking in on Gary and the Kids Club, it appears that they have managed to adapt again. They've used the 15 feet of sudden snowfall to construct an elaborate tunnel system connecting their houses to what appears to be the candy shop. Gary reports that tunnel rat life is surprisingly lucrative, and they are currently charging a toll of 2 peppermint barks for safe passage through the tunnels. Stay warm out there, Moonhaven, and maybe don't stand near any garden ornaments while the dragons are around.
And we're back on the Moonhaven Falls Crystal Network, and young Timmy Thistlewick is back as well with another interview. This time he's talking to a member of the Blackwood Forest Werewolf Enclave about their interests, I believe. Take it away, Timmy.
Hello, everyone. Timmy Thistlewick here, back again at Moonhaven Falls. I'm here with
Lyra, it's a pleasure to be here.
So, Lyra, I know we talked to Elder Silas about, the spiritual retreat thing, but I heard you guys are also really into music.
Music is a vital part of our practice, yeah. It's a way to connect with the energies of the forest, to express our emotions, and even tell stories.
That's cool. What instruments do you play? I saw the big flute thing with Elder Silas, but that's like a werewolf instrument?
Well, it is, yes, but we adapt to many instruments, though some are more favored than others. The flute, or similar, is very, very common. It can capture the wind's voice, you know. Drums crafted from hollow logs and stretched hides help us to feel the earth's rhythm. And stringed instruments, often made with enchanted wood, can express the more delicate emotions.
Enchanted woods? Whoa. So you guys have, a band?
We have gatherings, yes. We share our music and dance at them. It's a way to celebrate, to mourn, to connect with each other and the world around us. I suppose we don't have a band in the common sense, but we do create harmonies that are very potent.
What does it sound like? Like rock and roll?
Not as such. It's more primal, I guess. More connected to the cycles of nature, anyway. There's moments of great energy, like a storm, and moments of quiet beauty, like the first snowfall. It can stir the soul, Timmy.
That sounds intense. You ever, write your own songs? What are werewolf songs about?
Most of our songs are about the old ways. The connection to the moon, the spirits of the forest, a longing for balance. I mean, like anyone, we sing about loss, we sing about joy, we sing about the hunt and the deep mysteries of our being. We even have songs about transformations.
Transformations? That's kinda creepy, but also cool. Do you ever, howl in your songs?
I suppose sometimes the voice takes on a different quality. It becomes part of the music, though. A way to express something that words alone can't capture.
That's amazing. Can you, teach me how to play something? I play guitar, but I'm not very good.
Oh, perhaps, young Timmy. Perhaps in time, when you're ready to listen with more than just your ears.
Say, how do you become a werewolf?
I don't know if I should answer that.
Why not? Being a werewolf sounds so cool.
I guess?
Hey, could you make me a werewolf?
I don't think I should.
Please?
No?
Aw, are you sure?
Maybe we should get back to the interview?
If we have to, I guess.
And that was 10-year-old Timmy Thistlewick with his third major interview, and a surprisingly insightful one at that. A special thank you to both Timmy and Lyra, a member of the Blackwood Forest Werewolf Enclave, for sharing some of their musical traditions. We'll be back with more news after these messages. Are you in need of a loyal companion with a bit more flair? You seeking a trained beast for guarding your homestead or assisting in your arcane research? Then look no further than Faywin's Familiar Friends. Run by the esteemed and occasionally misunderstood Faywin Meadowlight, Faywin's Familiar Friends specializes in the ethical acquisition and gentle training of a wide variety of wondrous creatures. From loyal god drakes to insightful familiars, from messenger owls with uncanny accuracy to the well-behaved miniature giant badger, Faywin can help you find the perfect non-human companion. Faywin emphasizes the importance of understanding and respecting these magnificent creatures. She provides detailed care instructions and ensures that all her charges are healthy and well-adjusted. Whether you're a seasoned mage seeking a powerful familiar, or a landowner in need of a reliable guardian, Faywin will work with you to find the ideal match. Visit Faywin's Menagerie, just outside the eastern gates of the Crossroads of Joaquin. Be prepared for a unique experience, and perhaps a few curious sniffs from the friendly pseudo-dragons. Tell Faywin that the voice on the crystal piqued your curiosity, and she may just introduce you to some particularly charming blink dog pups. That's Faywin's Menagerie, just outside of the Crossroads of Joaquin. Good afternoon, good masters and mistresses, chefs and critics, bards, hawkers, adults, children, and citizens of all walks of life here in the Lost Realms. Welcome back to Crossroads Chronicles, where we delve into the most fascinating lives and extraordinary stories that unfold across the realm. Today I have the distinct pleasure of speaking with Master Bramblefoot Pipkin, a renowned gnomish painter whose vibrant canvases have been turning heads and perhaps raising a few eyebrows throughout all of the area. Master Pipkin, welcome to the show. Oh, it is a delight to be here. Thank you so much for having me, though renowned might be a tad generous. I mostly just try to keep the goblins from knocking over my drawing racks, you know. Well, your work certainly speaks for itself. I do understand you have a rather, unique approach to your art, particularly when it comes to your pigments. Could you possibly tell our listeners a little bit about that? Oh, unique is one word for it. You see, the usual ochres and umbers, they're perfectly fine, of course, but where's the spark, huh? Where is the zing? I believe true art captures the very essence of the world, and sometimes that essence just isn't found in a dusty old rock. Okay, so where do you find it then? I've heard whispers of crushed moon petal blossom, even occasionally dragon scales. The moon petals were just divine for capturing the twilight hues. They shimmer with an inner light, you know. And yes, on one very memorable expedition, I did acquire a few shed scales from a young bronze dragon. The metallic sheen was just unparalleled for rendering armor or particularly grumpy-looking gargoyles. A memorable expedition, you say? Well, that sounds like a story in and of itself. Oh, no. Just a bit of misunderstanding involving a nest of giant wasps and a rather slippery cliff face. Nothing a gnome like myself with nimble fingers and a well-aimed sling couldn't handle. But the point is, the iridescent quality of those scales just... absolutely breathtaking. I can imagine. But surely sourcing such unusual materials presents its own challenge. Logistics. Yes, finding the right shade of powdered pixie dust for a fairy's wings, or convincing a grumpy earth elemental to part with a sliver of its crystalline heart for a truly, properly earthy green. Well, okay, it's not always an easy stroll through the Forgotten Forest, I can assure you of that, but don't even get me started on the regulations surrounding griffin feathers. That sounds a lot like your artistic process is as much an adventure as it is a craft. Do these unusual pigments have any, unexpected properties? Oh, well now you're asking some interesting questions. Yes, as a matter of fact, the inks that I make with crushed blink dog fur, for instance, have a tendency to, well, they kind of shimmer and they occasionally seem to shift just slightly on the page. Makes for a very lively signature, let me tell you. And the paint made with the powdered rust monster dust, it has this odd habit of making iron look centuries older in just mere moments. Quite useful for historical pieces, you know, though my apprentice did accidentally age a perfectly good set of hinges once. I'm sure that was a, enlightening experience, Master Pipkin. Your work sounds very extraordinary, capturing not just the sight, but perhaps even the essence of the fantastical elements of our world. What do you hope our viewers take away from your art? Well, I, personally, really hope that they can see the magic that's all around us, even in the seemingly mundane. I mean, a shimmering scale, a glowing flower, the very dust beneath our feet. It all holds a certain wonder if you're looking at it properly. And if my paintings can capture just a sliver of that wonder and bring a bit of joy or curiosity to someone's day, well, then I have done my job, let me tell you, sir. Plus, it's rather fun to surprise people with what my paints are actually made out of. Well, Master Bramblefoot Pipkin, an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Your passion for your art and your unique approach are very inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing your Crossroads Chronicles story with us today. The pleasure was all mine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lead on some particularly vibrant ochre from a very recently collapsed troll den. The color is supposed to be, regenerative. And that was Master Bramblefoot Pipkin, reminding us that art can be found in the most unexpected of places, even in the heart of the Dungeons and Dragons of our world. Join us next time on Crossroads Chronicles for another glimpse into the extraordinary lives that shape our realm.
Greetings, seekers of destiny, and welcome once more to the arcane whispers of Ilara Meadowlight. 16 days have now passed since the ancient key was first unearthed from the rushing embrace of the Moonhaven Falls, its subtle hum still a resonant mystery in the air. 12 weeks have passed under the grinding of the gears of Providence, and since the Phoenix's fiery ascent, the Blackwood Forest still holds its shadowed secrets under Zorbo's watchful eye, and yet, as the world turns, a new and profound tremor has begun to shake the very foundations of our reality. From deep within the Dragon-Tooth Mountains, where the jagged peaks pierce the sky, a series of unusual, resonant vibrations have begun to emanate. These are no mere geological shifts. They are rhythmic, purposeful, accompanied by a faint and distant hum or a sound akin to a massive, grinding stone. It is as though something immense, something truly ancient, has begun to stir from a long slumber beneath the earth, stirred perhaps by the very key found at the falls, or by forces deeper than we can heretofore comprehend. This is an omen of scale, a sign that the very ground beneath our feet is responding to a power long dormant. And this is an awakening that will affect us all. A special note on the mountain vibrations. These deep and resonant tremors from the Dragon's Tooth Mountains speak of the awakening of colossal, ancient forces, a shift in the very foundations of the land, and the potential for immense and world-shaping events. Where the key offered a path, these vibrations herald the consequences of the paths taken, and the inevitable unfolding of destiny on a grand scale. For all, this signifies a period where individual actions may become intertwined with the monumental, perhaps even geological or planar shifts. Be prepared for challenges that will require a collective strength and a recognition of forces beyond your immediate grasp. For those born under the sign of the Whispering Willow, that is, mid-spring to early summer, the very earth beneath your roots has begun to awaken, urging your growth to embrace the monumental. The resonant vibrations from the mountain now indicate your personal growth, nurtured by the phoenix and guided by the ancient moss, is now connected to a larger and more foundational awakening. The path opened by the ancient key may well lead to revelations on an immense scale, directly impacting you and the land and people around you. This is a time to strengthen your inner core, to root yourself deeply in that which truly matters, and to be prepared for your personal journey to intersect with forces of monumental power. The murmuring of the Moonhaven Falls now echoes with a deep and rumbling bass, advising you that groundedness and an unwavering spirit will be your greatest allies in this unfolding era. A fragment of polished bedrock or a seed from a venerable mountain tree carried to you by the wind could well be a token of your profound connection to the earth's awakening. For those of you born under the sign of the Soaring Griffin, that is, late summer to early autumn, your ambition is now called to contend with forces of immense and primal power, demanding strategic foresight on a grand scale. The Phoenix's ambition and the Nara's clarity have prepared you for leadership, but the mountain's awakening presents challenges of an unprecedented scale. Your strategic mind will be tested by events that will transcend mere local concerns. These events will potentially involve ancient entities or vast shifts in power dynamics. This is a time where true leadership will mean not just guiding, but anchoring those around you in the midst of profound change. The ancient key may well be a tool to navigate these immense forces, and the distant roar of the falls now vibrates with a sound that could well be a distant, wakening titan, advising you to think not just of the next step, but of the very foundations of your world. A piece of gleaming raw ore from a mountain peak, or a diagram of an ancient mechanism, could well be a symbol of your capacity to confront and harness the coming grand power. For those of you born under the sign of the Deepening Mire, that is, mid-autumn to early winter, the Earth's depths reveal not just secrets, but the very engines of an ancient existence which will shake your understanding to its core. The Nara's analysis and the Moss's subtle revelations have brought you to the precipice of a profound truth. Now, the mountain's tremors indicate that the secrets you seek are not hidden, but are now actively stirring beneath the surface of your personal world, perhaps even being awakened by the ancient key that you discovered. You are on the cusp of uncovering a foundational knowledge that will redefine your perception of reality and its oldest tenets. This is a time for deep communication with the primal energies lurking within, even if they are unsettling. The slow, persistent trickle of the falls now feels like the pulse of a sleeping giant, reminding you that patience in deciphering these vast mysteries will unlock your ultimate understanding. A fossilized remnant of an ancient unknown creature, or a shard of stone bearing impossible geometric markings, could well be a clue to your spiritual awakening. For those of you born under the sign of the frozen hearth, that is, late winter to early spring, your magnificent rebirth is now aligned perfectly with the awakening of a primordial strength, leaving you with an unshakable spirit. The Phoenix's promise of rebirth and your Nara-honed resilience will now be tested and affirmed by the very vibrations of the ancient world. This grand awakening from the mountains signifies that your transformation is not merely personal, but is drawing upon and perhaps contributing to a fundamental shift in your world's deep energies. You will find your spirit anchored against immense forces, proving your enduring strength on a scale that was previously unimaginable to you. This is a time to stand firm and to embrace your new form, and to be a beacon of stability in the midst of change. The steady flow of the falls, even now in its winter embrace, pulses with a profound internal rhythm, speaking of a spirit that is both ancient and as enduring as the mountains themselves. A perfectly resonant bell forged from mountain metals, or a depiction of a primal, unmoving monolith, could well be a symbol of your own profound and unshakable power. Please remember that these are but whispers from the cosmic currents, glimpses of that which may be. Ultimately, the choices you make, the actions you take, these are the true shapers of your destiny. And may the light of the moon guide you on your path, and may your journey be filled with both discovery and fortune, especially as the ancient heart of the mountains begins its slow and resonant heartbeat. This has been Alara Meadowlight with your Omen Outcast.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our episode for the week, and I hope you are engaged, amused, entertained, and maybe even a little intrigued by this. If you were, please first and foremost pop over to Facebook or Patreon, let me know what you enjoyed and what you didn't. Knowing what my listeners like or dislike is invaluable in determining how the show will progress. It's also remarkably easy to do. I just need you to take a brief moment to rate this podcast, maybe share it with a friend or a community, and leave a comment with your thoughts. We do appreciate you taking the brief moment to let others know that we're worth listening to. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel or follow the podcast. It's a free, simple action. It lets the algorithm know that you listen to me and you want to continue hearing these stories. For anyone who wishes to directly invest in the future of my work, please explore the community on Patreon. I personally write, edit, and produce all of the content for this show. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee a month as encouragement to continue doing so, I gratefully accept. Thank you to all of our new and returning supporters. My family and I genuinely appreciate all of you for showing your support, and we would very much like to thank you for continuing to do so. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.